Aloha! Welcome back to another brand new morning at Good Morning Sri Lanka. Well, it's not just a brand new day, it's a brand new week as well. This is Good Morning Sri Lanka with my, well, how do I describe her? She's gorgeous and pretty. Amaya, my co-host. Good morning to you.
Hello, Banu. That's a lovely way of introducing somebody on a Monday morning. I feel perky now. Mondays are usually not the best days, isn't it? You have to get up after the weekend
and you are a host on Good Morning Sri Lanka.
And I'm host of Good Morning Sri Lanka. Therefore, I'm saying that Mondays are great.
Exactly.
Go for Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays are usually great. We're going to talk something very relevant to that as well. And Amaya is just about to give an introduction to someone very special. To an opinion former. I always use this word because I love it. It has some relevance to, it's a synonym for expert, you know, someone who knows what she's talking about in a particular industry. And in this day and age, environment is like a huge factor that we always need to consider, because there's so many outside negativities that, you know, affect our environment. We need to protect it. Amaya.
Of course, and you know, words like greenhouse gas emissions and global warming, ozone layer depletion have been thrown around rapidly, Banu. But many of us don't understand the repercussions and how it affects us in our day-to-day lives. And even fewer of us actually do something about these things and really think about the environment that we live in. So on that note, we have with us a power woman with a cause. She's an environmental activist and she's also attached to the carbon consulting company here in Sri Lanka, the lovely Miss Lakshmini Senadira. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
It's lovely to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you for inviting me.
And how does your morning usually start off?
Actually, I wake up early in the morning because I'm doing my studies, so I study a bit in the morning also.
Wow.
And then go to the office and start office work.
So that's the day that starts off an environmental activist. But going on to these activities, now before we touch on what you've been doing these days, let's go back to your educational background and how you became interested in this field actually, because not many young schoolgirls think about going along this line when they are in their school age, but you did. So let's talk about how it all started up.
Actually, I studied at Malideva Balika Mahavidyalaya Kurunegala, and I have fortunate enough to being selected into the university. So I studied environmental science at Jawadanapura University. Initially I didn't have any idea about the environmental, but maybe because of my parents, they were moving to the nature. My father loves wildlife, so I liked nature from the childhood. So maybe because of that I selected forestry and environmental science, which is offered by this degree bioscience scheme. So then I got selected to do the special in that area also. So then I started doing this environmental field activities from that.
Wow, and what she neglected to mention, Banu, is that she actually graduated with a first class degree, and you're currently pursuing your master's or PhD.
PhD, isn't it? The same university.
And that is concerning?
It's forestry. It goes as forestry and environmental science, but it's the title goes as life cycle analysis in the forestry sector.
Wow, okay.
So much of humility and being humble going on in the studio. I'm getting the vibes here, you know, Amaya. But tell us, you've achieved a lot over the years, but as Amaya and I were having a pre-discussion, why do you think personally a lot of the people don't actually get into this industry? Is it the parental guidance is not there? Because environment is a huge factor, as we said in the introduction of the program. So why isn't there enough people getting into it for the future? So
as you mentioned, yes, one thing is it's not enough parental guidance to the children in this young generation, but another thing is people mainly look at their day-to-day activities and their benefit out of it, what they are doing. So whatever happens to the environment, if they don't get any benefit from out of it, so they are not concerning it. So that's the thing. And because in Sri Lanka we don't feel much issues with the environment. luckily, because most of the countries are, if we look at other countries, they feel this water scarcity, ozone depletion, polluted water, polluted air, contaminate water. So those in other countries, they have to look at it, but in our country we
are lucky in that sort of
we are lucky because we have a lot of natural resources.
But on the other hand, it's kind of, we are not aware, we're kind of unaware that there is a problem like that which is happening globally. Don't you think so?
That's true, because most of the children, I think now in young generation, they know a lot of things about the environment. The only thing is they are not focused. So we have to, if we can guide them in a correct way, so then in future we can like do something for the environment.
There are so there are so many plastic bottles on the road. If you can go through it every day when I go to work, for that is, or even on the way that I come to do the show in the morning, you see so many rubbish, if I can call it, and garbage on the road, and then you feel for a second, how can people be so low? You need to focus on your environment, you need to focus on yourself. I think it starts from you yourself. You need to groom yourself to start off with. What do you think on that opinion?
Yes, I think first of all, before we think about the world, we have to start from as an individual, what are the things we can do. So if you like the motto, I am more concerned on this word called doing more with less.
Doing more with less.
So that means like I like to promote the sustainable consumption, actually, rather than most of the industry should focus on sustainable production. So as consumers, as normal people uses this goods, we have to be concerned on sustainable.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I've heard of statistics where people say that there is food scarcity in the world. There are billions of people who go hungry every day, but at the same time, our planet produces more than enough food to keep all of them happy and to eliminate this problem of food scarcity. But that's just not happening because people are not using your form of sustainable consumption. Is that correct?
Yes, that's the thing. Now if we can start from the beginning, we normally most of the people, they use goods, so it's like what we call it, like it's not what they really want. So
it's overconsumption.
When we consider the clothes, we use lot of clothes, we are not reusing it. Even the plastic, as you mentioned, bottles, we can like reuse whenever we can, polythene bags, and we can promote recycling from house level. Like since you are talking about the women, so we have to start in most of the big role in household, big role plays but
definitely
by women, mother. So if she's like plan all the things in accordingly when buying from the goods from the market, so we can focus on environmental.
I might start off with the origin of how you get to the correct path in going to the real world, is that I personally believe that it should start in schools. Maybe the 5S system. There is so much of activities that go on and these different schemes, especially adopted in Japan. Do you think the subject environmental studies also play a huge role when it comes to forcing that kind of momentum in the child's mind?
Yes, I believe, I do agree with you, because now we have to start from the childhood, because that stage only we can have like develop their mind into if we can guide them in a correct way, so they will learn, because nowadays the young generation is very like knowledgeable. If we can show them the path, they will go, they will learn it. So from the school level we have to start this education about the environment. I think so far it's not enough in this country. If we can like introduce more practical
it's
actions.
There but not there.
Yes, it's there. I'm not telling it's not there, but it's there, but
implemented in the practical sense.
A lot of focus is needed, I think.
Definitely. And you are also involved in some organizations which build up policies
Yes.
to address all these issues that we have in regarding the environment. So let's speak about those, and especially some of the issues that keep coming up here in Sri Lanka.
Yes, I'm a member of the institute called Institute of Environmental Professionals, which is an umbrella organization who handle the environmental issues in Sri Lanka. So it's mainly focus on the policy level activities and other training activities, which is like needed in most of the areas we are doing it. So normally from that institute, it comprises of multidisciplinary people like the environmentalists, engineers, designers, architects. So we can get ideas from them. We conduct a lot of workshops with them and with the government, so we can help them to fill the gaps in policies. Maybe other educational trainings needed to be done. We supported sometimes the syllabus revisions in schools.
I see, which is very important to keep it current and contemporary and put the new issues into the school syllabi. So that's a very important project as well. But we'll be speaking more to you, Lakshmini. We have to go for a very short break right now on Good Morning Sri Lanka, but we'll be back speaking to a power woman with a cause. It's all about the environment today on Good Morning Sri Lanka. Do stay with us.